Well, hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of Ladies Listen Up. What is your relationship with your money? Well, I hope you all had a wonderful, wonderful break. I know I did. I got a chance to get some well needed rest, right? And spend time with family and just enjoy the end of 2022. Now we are here in January 2023. Before we get started, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Share this information with somebody else. Y'all, I don't just say it as a song. Make sure to just subscribe to the channel, letting somebody else know if you're gaining information, wisdom, knowledge, just some aha moments or even just some things that you already know, but kind of put it in your face so you can remember to implement these steps. If you're getting some value, share it with somebody else. Don't be selfish with us. Share it with somebody. Alrighty, let's go ahead and jump on into. So let me grab some of my tea. I had to start the new year out right with some little animal print and some bling bling, right? Love that ginger. Alrighty. So Grandma's cookie jar is full of wisdom and knowledge and inspiration. So let's grab Grandma's cookie jar, right? I don't know why. I think I grew up in the I Dream of Genie days when they rubbed the lamp and what was it? Austin, what was his name? Steve Austin popped out of the jar. But Grandma's cookie jar has so many wonderful nuggets. Let's go ahead and grab the one for today. It says good vibes only. Woo, isn't that wonderful? Good vibes only. And what we speak out of our mouths, things start to happen. So good vibes only for 2023, right? Gratitude changes everything. Absolutely. Remember we talked about our journal. So I hope everybody is taking out their journals and you've made some progress with writing down the steps that if you haven't, go back and look at some of the last year's episodes when we did part 1 through 4 about journaling and the benefits and why it's important. And y'all know we did an announcement about the new sister channel, which is the Book Review Cafe. Make sure you go on over there, hit the link below, go on over to the Book Review Cafe and grab some of that information that's going to help us to move forward. More specific information about personal development, right? So we want to make sure that we are our very best for 2023 so we can start achieving some of the goals that we've set in front of us, right? Today, I want to focus in on emotional IQ. I think it's a great launch into 2023 because, what does it have to do with our money? In order for us to have a balanced, diverse portfolio, we need to get our emotions in order. Sometimes we're out spending out of emotion. What is that? Retail therapy or retail shopping, right? So I want to give thanks and give a shout out to a good friend of mine. His name is Harry, and I appreciate you and the conversation that we had about emotional intelligence. And I think that really fits into today's conversation. So we'll put my sexy specs on so I don't leave out any of the details. This is an emotional intelligence self-assessment. So something that you can do for yourself, right? This was adopted from the San Diego City College, right? MESA program. Thank you, thank you, thank you for this amazing assessment. And so when we talk about what is emotional intelligence, right? Is your ability to be aware of, understand, and manage your emotions. I think that's the umbrella for everything, right? Because how do we think about things and what stirs it up? And I know men are taught to hide their emotions or hold them in, but just like a pressure cooker, when you put the top on pressure cooker, eventually it's going to explode, right? So it's better that we deal with the situations and issues that come up. I know, we talked a little bit about the daddy-daughter dynamic last year. I am really, really, really pleased and excited at the progress and things that are coming about. Let me explain to you how those things happen, though. They don't just happen by circumstance or happenstance, if you will. They don't just happen because we're putting out a fire. When something happens, we're putting out another fire, right? We are always becoming, right? And so we can put steps and tools and different developmental systems in place that will help us to continue to become, to be better than who we were yesterday, to be better than who we were. I mean, like I said, yesterday or last year, it doesn't matter, right? What matters is if you want to grab hold to whatever situation that you're going through, whatever challenges you may be going through, if you really want to wipe your slate clean and stop looking backwards, because you know what? We can't look back and look up front at the same time. They say that's why our rear view mirror is smaller than our dashboard or our, our windshield, right? The windshield is going forward. So let's launch into a positive new year with all the possibilities. See, it's about how we look at things. Coach Michael always tells me the, when you look at things, the way you look at things, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Ooh, got that one, ding, 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 right? But it's not about us being perfect. I had a conversation with my eldest daughter earlier today, and we had a great conversation, and we talked about emotional intelligence. And it's just a better and a greater experience when you come into the confidence of having control of not only your emotions, because only you are looking in that mirror, right? Not only of your emotion, but start to like controlling your outcomes, right? And then the things that we don't have any control over. Had another conversation earlier today. Yeah, I had a great conversation today. Had another conversation with a fellow partner. There's certain things that we just have no control over. The serenity prayer, right? Look up the serenity prayer. I may even grab a copy and put it in the description below. But grab a copy of that serenity prayer. And it's not just reading things. Sometimes we just read it, but when we actually grab it in our hearts and grab it into us or make it a part of us, that's when it really makes a difference, right? I don't know how many times I've quoted the serenity prayer until I really got it, paid attention to the words, and start applying it and implementing it into my life is when things really start to change, right? So when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. I love that quote, right? So let's talk a little bit about this emotional intelligence. What is that all about? Again, it is the ability to be aware of, understand, and manage all action words, right? Why is it important? It is important because success in life depends on more of your on more depends more on your emotional intelligence, right? So this assessment there's an assessment that you can pull up online. It's called the Quick Emotional Intelligence Self-Assessment, right? This is all about self-work, right? This is all about personal development, right? And that's why we created our sister channel, not only to work on ourselves and our personal development, our self-help, and our self-actualization. Not only those things, but to also to highlight some great authors because that's where the material is. Everything is tucked in a book. Anything you want to learn. I know we go straight to YouTube nowadays. I'm telling you, it's nothing like a good book, right? I dog ear my books. I write, different notes that I learned because I date it. Dating is important because as you go back, you see how much you've grown, how much you developed. I look back at some of the 2019 videos that we did starting out the gate. I was like, whoa, wow, what a difference. But you can see your growth, your development. You can see settling a little bit, right? Not being so antsy and everything and having anxiety. But you can see how you start to grow and mellow out, right? Just like fine wine and fine cheese. So don't sweat getting older, right? Because you're getting better. So let's talk a little bit about emotional awareness. That is huge, right? So in this assessment, emotional awareness, they give you points for my feelings are clear to me at any given point. Emotions play an important part in my life. My moods impact the people around me. I find it easy to put words to my feelings. My moods are easily affected by external events. I can easily sense when I'm going to be angry. I readily tell others my true feelings. I find it easy to describe my feelings. Even when I'm upset, I'm aware of what's happening to me. I am able to stand apart from my thoughts and feelings and examine them. This is all about emotional awareness. That was great, right? Hope you have your journals out. And I put in the description box specific journals that you can, order, and the link you can click on the links and order those journals. And also, I'm going to put in our first book, which is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Great reference tool. We're going to be walking through Think and Grow Rich on our sister channel. So make sure that you're taking your notes, organizing those notebooks. If you're not, make sure you go back to the first video about why it's important to journal and how it helps you to progress. Okay, let's go to emotional management. Emotional management. I accept responsibilities for my actions. I find it easy to make goals and stick with them. We've been talking about goals. So important to write them down. I am an emotionally balanced person. I am a very patient person. I can accept critical comments from others. without becoming angry. I maintain my composure even during stressful times. If an issue does not affect me directly, I don't let it bother me. I can restrain myself when I feel angry towards someone. I control urges to overindulge in things that could damage my well being. I direct my energy into creative work or hobbies. And I think emotional management also helps us to, like, when you have an issue or something, you go exercise or you walk away, breathe, think about it. I tell my grandson all the time because he has a little bit of a temper. I have him, I say, walk away, count to 10 and come back. He'll come back and he'll say, Buka, that didn't work. I say, okay, go do it again. Come back. And so now he said, okay, I need to walk away, right? But it's learning those tools as we grow up. My son, another one with, he has some like little, he has anger, right? And so with the anger, it's like this emotional intelligence assessment will help him to understand better what is it that is really triggering me. What are the issues? How am I handling it? How am I responding or reacting to things that don't go my way? Am I respecting other people's boundaries, right? All of those things play an important part, but as we're assessing ourselves, we can also set better boundaries when we know what our triggers are. People take light to triggers. Triggers are not to be taken lightly. Understanding and learning triggers, I'm going to have a whole program. Did a slight program on triggers, but I want to do a whole program on triggers so that we can really understand. And the more we understand, the better results that we can get, because now we say, wow, I have that under control, right? Social emotional awareness. I consider the impact of my decisions on other people. A lot of people don't do that, for sure. I can tell easily tell if the people around me are becoming annoyed. I sense it when a person's mood changes. That's a good one. We're going to come back and circle back around on that one. I am able to be supportive when giving bad news to others. I am generally able to understand the way other people feel. My friends can tell me intimate things about themselves. It genuinely bothers me to see other people suffer. I usually know when to speak and when to be silent. I care what happens to other people. I understand when people's plans change. A lot of people have no mercy on plans changing. Even when you intelligently express it to them, they still have issue with that. But I want to go back to, I sense it when a person's mood changes. We did a couple of episodes way back in 2019 about domestic violence, and we talked about how oftentimes they're not blaming the victim at all. In the domestic violence arena, a lot of times we, or as women, or whoever the person is that's receiving the abuse, don't stop and see the warning signs, right? Sometimes you can tell when somebody, or you can mostly tell when somebody is triggered, when their anger is, enraged or what have you. So that's not the time to pour more on. That's not the time to dig. Not the time oftentimes it's the best thing that I've seen happen is to remove yourself from the situation by either, shutting it down, cooling it over, smoothing it over. You can always come back and revisit it, but let the heat, let the fire go down, right? Or put that fire out first, right? So that's really good when you talk about even social emotional awareness. Now we have relationship management. Ooh, that's a big one. I am able to show affection. My relationships are safe places for me. That's really big and really key too. I find it easy to share my deepest feelings with others. I am good at motivating others. I am a fairly cheerful person. It is easy for me to make friends. People tell me I am and sociable and fun. I like helping people. Others can depend on me. I am able to talk someone down if they are very upset. I love that about in relationships as well. Okay. So in this assessment, those are the four areas: emotional awareness, emotional management, social emotional awareness, and relationship management. And you get a score. So once you take the assessment and the score, it says measure your effectiveness in each domain using the following keys. So 0 to 24 area for enrichment, requires attention and development if you score 0 to 24. 25 to 34, effective functioning, consider strengthening, right? And if you score 35 to 40 in the area, enhance skills, use as leverage to develop weaker areas, right? So I love this. I think this is a great measurement for us to, to understand what our emotional intelligence score is, and to figure out what do I need to do to work on me. Oftentimes we're doing this, right? Pointing at other people, guess what? How many fingers are pointing back at me if I'm pointing at somebody else, right? So we want to make sure that we work on ourselves this year, that, in order for us to create, and I look at, let me finish that sentence. In order for us to create a healthy, diverse asset portfolio, I realized that there were a lot of things that hold us back. And part of it is our emotional intelligence. Oftentimes we get upset, we go buy something, it makes us feel better. We go eat something, it makes us feel better. But it only makes us feel better for that moment, because the issue or challenge or problem or situation is still sitting there in front of us when we finish overindulging. So how about we switch out one of those habits for a good habit, such as, when I feel overwhelmed or excited or something, I go and I exercise, get rid of some of that energy, right? Or journaling, again, writing it down, writing a letter to somebody and being truthful in that letter, whether you're going to deliver it or not, whether you're going to ball it up, throw it away, or burn it, whatever you're going to do, you're still releasing those toxic emotions and that toxic energy. So I hope today's kickoff for 2023 has been good, giving us something to think about, giving us something further to journal about. All righty, don't forget to click the links below, grab your journals, grab your copy of, where's my copy? Here's my copy right here. Love my copy of Think and Grow Rich, right? Here's my copy. Here is, a highlight. I saw something in here today as I was reading through my book. Like I told you all, I write in my books, and as I was writing in my book, I talked about doing exactly what I'm doing now, making videos and helping and teaching and educating folks. So my journals and my books, never ask me to borrow the book because you'll never get it. My books, I always highlight in the book. I always, write notes, dates, and things like that because it helps you. So if you grab a copy of your book, grab a copy of your journal, and let's grow together. Let's look at what's going to happen in December of 2023. I'm so excited when you break it up into quarters and you start to see how you grow and how you develop, and you look over here, you got assets in this this asset class is growing, and then you're helping to pull yourself into whatever future that you can possibly see. Not saying that there's not going to be some setbacks, because believe you me, I've run into some setbacks, have to kick it off and get back up and keep going. So I hope this encouraged someone today. Don't forget to listen, learn, and leverage this information. Like, share, and subscribe. Share this information with somebody else. Send them on over to our sister channel, the Book Review Cafe. We got a lot over there for you as well. All righty, bye for now, and stay fearless.